Donald Trump wants to get back on social media. The former president was permanently banned from Twitter. Facebook is deciding if and when they'll let him back on, and YouTube extended his ban indefinitely.
Social media has been one of his biggest tools, arguably perhaps the biggest tools in his rise as a politician. It seems increasingly unlikely that he can get back to social media through his preferred avenues, which would be one of the mainstream sites, just because they are so large and they reach so many people. So what Donald Trump is doing now is mulling whether he's going to start his own social media network. And there are two ways he can do that. He can build his own, or he can buy someone else's and sort of build on top of it.
There are signs pointing to Trump's intention to build his own network. In March, Jason Miller, a spokesman for Trump's 2020 presidential campaign, said the former president will return to social media in, quote, about 2 to 3 months on his own platform. Miller said the new site, quote, will be the hottest ticket in social media.
In true Trump style, he has offered very few details. If Trump is going to build the network himself, he's going to have to get past Apple and Google because they control the app stores. And it would, of course, have to be some kind of mobile app to make this really work. He'd also have to figure out a place for his servers to be hosted. Now, much of that is usually done through big companies like Microsoft and Amazon. Those companies have signaled an increasing reluctance to deal with conservative social media networks, including Parler, which Amazon took off its cloud service platform after the January 6th riots.
The truncated timeline, along with technical barriers, makes it unlikely Trump will build his own platform, but there are still ways for him to get back online.
When we talk about whether Donald Trump may buy his way into a social media app, we have to talk about two existing conservative social media networks. One of them is called Gab, and one of them is called Parler. In my reporting, I've been told that Donald Trump offered to join Gab finally in exchange for equity in that platform. Officially, the Trump camp denies this. BuzzFeed, meanwhile, says that Brad Parscale, his former campaign manager, tried something similar, tried to get him an equity stake in Parler in exchange for joining that platform. What you see is adding up to a pattern. Donald Trump trying to both find a way to get a piece of these social media networks, to buy his way into them, and then to build up from there. The one thing that everyone seems very clear about is what a Donald Trump social network would be like in terms of what kind of content it would be. And it would be the type of toxic misinformation that he would so want to distribute on Twitter and Facebook. In the end, it could set up another problematic portal of disinformation, misinformation, malinformation that we have to contend with both in the midterm election and in the presidential election, which of course he can still run in because he's only served one term.